Hello, everyone. It's me, Trevor Cormier, and analyzing male slavery. And we just checked out this YouTube channel. Thought, what? I'm not quite she owl. I'm not going to try and do the name Shekmet. And she is basically a rad femme, and this is talking about masochism from the regular women uh,
Mhm.
who actually deal like they have relationships with men, and that's bad to her. You know.
Yes. Yeah, and the thing is, this is we've been fighting radical feminists on Reddit, and we've been kicking some ass and taking some names, right? But as we gain momentum, we plan to expand into other social media, and videos like this will be a target for flagging because this, on the title alone, is hate speech. Okay, if you changed het men or rapists to black men or rapists, people would instantly understand that this is 100% wrong, right? This is just defamation of all men, het men or rapists, hetero men or rape. No,
Yes.
no.
So we'll play about we can't play it all. It's 15 minutes, and you wouldn't want to anyway.
Yeah.
So we'll start it up.
Well, I'm not masochist, so
This is
no.
going to be a brief video on this
This is a brief video. It's almost 50 minutes.
fucking crazy ass thread on the gender critical subreddit that I saw the other day. That is just like
Pause.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to explain what gender critical is to any newcomers. Gender critical is basically a radical feminist subreddit, and it's one of the more popular radical feminist ones. And they're very, very transphobic. I mean, legitimately transphobic, not the term how it's used, like how it's abused. Like a lot of trans people just want to falsely accuse others of being transphobic because they disagree with them. These turfs are legitimately transphobic. They hate trans women with a passion.
Yeah, they
With
have
a
real
passion.
disgust over them. Real disgust.
Yes.
And also they just hate the fact that the idea that they might gain some female privilege. Absolutely
Yes,
100%.
and not just that, they just hate men for just existing as well. So they hate gay men, they hate black men, hate white men, they hate trans women who they consider men. That's it.
Yeah, exactly. Let's hear some.
this shit is not a testament to how fucking self-hating and masochistic heterosexual and bisexual women are, and how completely and totally fucked we are as a female sex in terms of ever getting free from men. I don't really know what it is.
I just want to stop it here. Women could avoid men anytime they like. It's just that they want that workhorse provider.
Yes.
They want the guy's attention and they want him working for them.
And this is gaslighting, and they got, on some level, they got to know this is not true, even though they're crazy. Women masochistic, wanting to break free of men. What? Like men are actually a burden to women. Get lost.
The thread is called Rape Culture in Hetero Relationships. And let me just read a little, a couple of tidbits from the original post. This woman writes that she wants to talk about men who get upset with their female partners for not giving them enough sex. And what else? She says, this is something that happened in my previous abusive relationship, even though I had sex with my abuser pretty much every day.
Pause.
I doubt she did. I doubt she did.
No. I want to explain something here to any newcomers. When radical feminists call someone an abuser, it doesn't mean anything, because that's their default stance of all men. They consider all men abusers, right? So it's just background noise. It's equivalent of a Nazi ranting on about the Jews, basically.
Yes.
Right? Like, as far as a Nazi is concerned, all Jews are evil. They'll rant on about them. It's the same with these radical feminists. She was like, I'm sorry, if she was really trapped with an abuser, she wouldn't want sex with him every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that right there is enough to discount that. And they're going to put, oh, women got Stockholm syndrome. You know, they're too caring and compassionate. They love their men, even though they're abusers. No, it's lies. Just lies. And we're not going to fall for it. And I'm not going to fall for it. And other men are not going to fall for it anymore. All right.
No.
People are starting to wake up to radical feminists, at least, even though they give so-called moderate ones a pass. Well, they're starting to wake up.
Yes. But this guy probably just wanted some sex occasionally. And she didn't really care. She just wanted him there to be a workhorse.
Well, no, they're talking about not having enough sex. Sorry, stop. They're talking about not having enough sex, right?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So the man, clearly the man wasn't giving her enough sex, right? That's the thing. So it's back to front, right there. It's all over the place.
Yes.
Carry on.
Okay.
That I wasn't being sexual enough with him, and it made zero sense to me. And then, of course, he ended up cheating on her. The conversation was never, how can I turn you on? Instead, it was always, you need to be more sexual for me. Then she says, men need to stop treating women like their sole purpose in a relationship is to provide sex on demand, especially when they're not providing any sort of emotional comfort or stability for their female partners.
Well, this is projection.
This is, yeah. But these pink pillars, we've seen their threads talking about, oh, we want hardworking men. The only place you can find good hardworking men is in backward villages who do hard work. The only good sort of high value men. They talk about that all the time because they really love their gender roles.
Yes,
right?
of course.
Men offer far more. I think a lot of men, heterosexual men, do learn to be emotionally distant from women because they know there's nothing there and they're just there for the sex. But that's the fault of women because it's a reaction to their behavior.
Yes. These girls wanting hard workers, just tell them they're not there to provide anything to the man. They're not there to be intimate with them. They just want a workhorse.
Yes.
Okay, so the comments, there are now, as of this recording, 107 comments in this thread, okay? The shit in these comments that these hetero women share about men is like, just let me just read some of it to you, okay? Like,
oh, by the way, she could do better if she just had some screen caps. Just
yes.
Nitpick.
One commenter says, I am almost 40 and this relationship is the first long-term one where my partner has not in some way, shape, or form sexually assaulted me or raped me at some point.
All right, pause that right away.
Wow.
Jesus Christ, that's a red flag right there.
Yes.
I've actually known women, right? And they've told me, I've been raped in a relationship, and you don't want to be bad. You're good nature. Oh, I'm sorry, right? And the same woman said, oh, this other boyfriend raped me. And then she told me a few weeks later, oh, this other boyfriend raped me. And oh, this other boyfriend raped. And, he seems to be getting raped a lot, right? It's like you can't leave the house without getting bloody raped. And you get to the point where you realise it's just insanity. It's just the ravings of a mad woman. Yeah. And it's a lot. Look, this is a community of pink pillars, right? So it's the equivalent of a community of Nazis. All the anecdotal stories are going to have to be considered invalid. What's completely 100% invalid.
Yes.
Full stop. So no, this is all just made up nonsense.
It is. It's another reason why the Me Too hashtag has to be fought against, because the assumption I make is that women like this are using the hashtag. And
yes.
Of course, we're so female-centric that people argue the opposite. You know, it can't be. It can't be, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, just a moment, please. So let's play a little more.
Another user says, I had one that not only demanded sex when I wasn't in the mood, he would jab me in the stomach if I wasn't pretending to enjoy it. Then someone replied to her and said, my ex did similar things to me, even threw me off the bed once when I wasn't, quote, orgasming fast enough.
Okay, sorry. This is none of this is. I can't.
This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Actually, you know, this is actually female projection. Honey Badger Radio talked about a study, right? I wish I could find the study, but it's out there, right? There's a study that women are more likely to lash out in anger if they have an unsatisfying sexual encounter, right? They're like just to lash out violently. This sounds like complete projection to me, just made up. It's like when women lie, they're going to project their own mindset onto the male character and make them do actions that they'll do, right? This is just nonsense.
Of course.
So, look,
I don't know how much.
If I had a sexual partner, right, and she was poking me in the stomach even once and demanded I show more interest during sex, it'll be over right away. Boom,
Exactly.
done. That's it. So don't play the victim. First, you're lying, right? And even if there was a grain of truth, there's no excuse to stay in a relationship. But first of all, you're lying anyway. So whatever.
This isn't going to be a long video because we can't withstand too much of this.
Yes.
Unquote, during oral sex that I didn't want. They don't even care that they're traumatizing us. They care more that we fake the smile for their ego.
No, if they're traumatized by having consensual sex, I mean, this is some nonsense.
Yes. So
let's see.
God, she should.
Oh man, she's taking a while. I'm not pausing. This is her.
Another user says, "I love romance."
Oh, by the way, this is a nitpick of mine, but when people come to my videos and say they're low effort, I mean, look at this. This woman is simply talking into a mic with a screen that's not even particularly cool to look at.
Yes, and have asked for it since the beginning of my marriage and hardly ever get it.
Can you pause? Sorry. I've just realised something.
What's that?
Right, the whole premise of the video is completely invalid already. She's talking about female masochists, right?
Yes.
Masochists are women who get off on being abused or role playing getting abused, or men. Is it people who get off on being abused, playing, right? Getting hit, slapped, degraded. She's talking about women who are they're made up stories, but these are women telling stories of not enjoying it. So how are they masochists?
Well, people do make that mistake all the time, and they say masochist.
Yes, but I think it's very telling in this situation, in my opinion.
Yeah,
it's like they don't understand what they're talking about at all.
Well, for example, I've used that too in this content, saying, "Wow, that male feminist must be a masochist." You know, because he must love the abuse, because why else would he take it? You know, this idea. Yeah. That's where I figure she's using it. But
I don't think she is, to be honest.
Oh, you think? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She's just talking nonsense and making mistakes. You're overthinking it, because it can be very hard. Sometimes it can be very hard to understand a lower being, a lizard-brained, resent-filled person. The mistake a lot of people make, you're going to project your higher thinking into them. Yeah. Right? It's not there. Trust me. She's just talking nonsense, and she's made a mistake she doesn't know what masochism means. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's listen to a little more.
Strategy guide to make me feel loved, safe, and romanced, so he could get the sex stuff he wants, since he's always complaining about my low libido. He never even really looked at it, but I have researched countless things to fix myself to make him happier.
Oh, by the way, what is romance for if it doesn't end up in this kind of sexual coupling from time to time?
Let's pause it. This is a Kafka trap, right? Yeah. This is what feminists do, right? So, consent. They talk about consent all the time. Something they don't care about from men, by the way.
Yes.
And then when you try and romance them, convince them, you're just doing it to get into my pants. You're just doing actions to make me slot out sex like a dispenser machine. It's a Kafka trap.
Yeah,
you can't fucking win. Jesus Christ! It's not like men can be passive and just wait around for these women to dispense sex out of their own free will, because they're not going to, right? Because men have to pander to get the sex, to get the relationship. Yeah.
Yes, and the women are not going to put up with rejection, so the guy has to be the one to initiate. So there's
Yes.
that too. Okay. Wow, it's not paused.
Are you
Okay.
fucking kidding me?
Hmm.
Jesus Christ, heterosexual women.
I agree. Jesus Christ, heterosexual
What
women for
else?
completely different reasons.
Oh my God. I take it this woman is a lesbian.
Yeah.
Yes.
My ex was, this is a different commenter, obviously. My ex was a disgusting lecher, constantly pressuring me into his gross perversions, knowing full damn well of my history of sexual assaults and rapes. The vilest thing that man ever did was try to fuck me immediately after I miscarried our child.
This has nothing to do
Pause.
with anything. This has nothing to do with anything.
Yes, this is just a random made-up story as well. Complete lies and bullshit.
Yeah.
Complete lies and bullshit. It's very nasty and manipulative. It's, oh, I miscarried. It's like men get really sensitive to pregnant women and women losing their babies. They feel really protective and they feel really guilty and they feel really helpless when it
Yeah.
happens,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Okay, and to use that, try and use that against men is foul and disgusting, and it shows you how psychopathic these women are and how they actually don't understand men, especially these radical feminists. They don't understand men. They're solipsistic, narcissistic psychopaths who look at men and they say, this waste of space is taking up resources and energy and oxygen. He shouldn't exist. That's what's going through the brains of a radical feminist. But they also want to use them. And I'm going to tell you what's happening in these relationships. Right? These women are giving out the minimum amount of sex to keep the relationship going, right?
Yeah.
And they're trying to frame it as coercive. Here's a newsflash for you, you parasites. Okay, don't get into relationships with men you're not attracted to and don't want to have sex with.
Yes. Matter of
Yeah.
fact, I've
Look,
actually put this question to a woman in one of these pink pill type things, spaces, and she was a lot of backpedaling. It was all like,
yes.
oh no. I mean, we just need laws to control men. You know, that's. I said, well, what if you're guaranteed not to be quote unquote raped? If you just didn't involve yourself, just leave and don't get into another one. And of
Yes.
course, they're against it. They can't come out and say, "Look, I actually like the guy, and I enjoy his labors." I can't. They can't
Yes.
just come out and say that because then
Yes.
they would tip their hand. So I mean,
Yes.
this is what this is. I mean,
Yes.
I don't know what this woman expects from women. This is bullshit because she herself would use a man, and you know, I bet all the money I got, she would use a man too. So I
Yes.
mean,
No, I'm telling you what she expects because there's no logic. She wants to abuse men and defame them. That's it.
yeah, that's it. That's the whole point of the video.
Yes.
None of these women actually want to separate from the male sex.
Well, if they had robot servants that could work for them, they probably would separate and kill us off.
Yes, there you go. Exactly. Well, that's what you see now with because of things like Instagram and what's the other one, TikTok. They are
Yeah.
basically they don't have involving themselves with men because the men are showing them attention and giving them money even. So
Yeah.
there is no reason.
Yeah, women use dating sites now to collect only fans followers. That's a site as well. They just use it. They do that. So
Yes.
yeah. So and it also, and I've realised recently how aggressive dating is with women. Dating is designed to waste a man's time and resources and energy.
Yes.
So it's like if it was just like I'm not interested in you, move on. That's it. The man could look for another woman. But it's like they're trying to damage that man, damage his self-esteem, right? Waste his time so he can't get the other girl. It's a
Yes.
very, very hostile thing. Very hostile.
Yeah. It's not paused.
This is what y'all settle for. This is what you women fucking sign yourself up for.
Pause.
Yeah.
And then you
Could you tell the difference?
This is actually this is projection again. This is actually something you could say to men. Actually, it's them. It's men who need to hear this. Men, this is what you sign yourself up for. This is what you accept. This is gaslighting 101, right?
Yes. Like this woman is the most extreme, but trust me, this is what you're signing for up in a
Well,
relationship.
do you know what? All right, there's many Nazis out there, right? But I've never seen a Nazi claim that it was actually the Jews gassing us, the Germans in Auschwitz. I've never,
Yes.
because this is a red film equivalent of that.
Yeah.
So
Okay. I don't know how much longer we can take this.
You have somehow the motherfucking mindset to jump to men's defense when women like me are like literally every single male on the face of the
let's
fucking
pause
planet.
Oh,
that.
yeah. Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
Let's
trap.
pause that. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I've got no one in the pink pill feminist Reddit jumps to men's defense. No one.
Yeah.
Right?
I've never seen it. I have never seen it.
Yes, I've never seen it. So here's the thing: you're so insane. What she means is that you don't hate men enough.
Yeah.
That's what it means. You don't hate them as much as me. You're defending them.
Yeah.
And she's very solipsistic as well.
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't like men. You must not like men. That's it.
Yeah. That's it. Matter of fact, this type of woman should actually be kicked out of society. They should be taken to some place like New Mexico and say, "This is your state. You build your utopian society here. We'll ship others with you, and you'll have all women, and there'll be only women, and you'll be able to start working." You know.
Yes.
That should have been aborted and that hopefully will drop dead as soon as fucking possible. And you should no longer have heterosexual relationships. Okay. Let's fucking keep going because there are more comments here that are worth, paying attention to. Let's see. Looking back at my last long-term relationship, I'm troubled by the pattern I can see running from the beginning to the end. That when we both wanted sex, everything was great, and when I didn't want sex but he did, he would guilt me, coerce me, proceed with touching me sexually, ignore signs and expressions of disinterest, and if I continued...
This is protection. This is protection. This is what the girls do.
Yes. Here's the thing, and she said he will ignore signs of disinterest. So it sounds like why not just say no then?
Yes. Exactly.
They don't even take responsibility for that. That's how passive and cowardly these women are. Just say no. And if he's still pressuring you, end the relationship.
That's right.
Put up boundaries. Yeah.
But they can want to because they want them around to work for them. So they said, well,
also, again, I'd like to point out these are just probably barefaced lies as well. Don't forget that. So. Yes.
I'm relieved that she only has 700 views. It would be very disturbing if this was a popular channel.
Well, red femmes are not popular on YouTube. They've died off because, first of all, they can't take criticism. They're very. I hate to use this term. They're very delicate snowflakes. They are legitimately. They can't take pushback.
It's a abused term, I know.
And they'll get. I've seen Philip's channels get bullied off by men. They'll leave comments basically calling their bullshit out.
Yeah.
And they'll just leave and take their channel down, which is good.
How much longer do you want to go with this?
Let's just try a few more minutes more.
Okay.
To resist rather than giving in, which I usually did because it was easier. And because I didn't have to find out how far he was willing to push me, I was protecting myself from understanding him honestly. He would stage long conversations about how we weren't having enough sex. We were having sex at least 6 nights a week.
Okay, now that is a made-up story. That is a made-up story. I've never run into a man like this. Yeah.
Yes. Jesus Christ on a fucking bike. The shamelessness of these women. The shamelessness.
And not even if it was 6 times a week. I mean, once a night, big freaking deal. But that doesn't happen as it is.
Yes.
His needs weren't being met. What do I want him to do about that?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Hello?
Who was willing to accept sex without any enthusiasm, without any desire from me, when I was clearly just giving in to avoid further pressure, even when I cried?
Okay, now this is bullshit too. Guys are not turned on by that at all.
I tell you who got turned. I tell you what, who got turned on by this? Women.
Yeah.
Right. Actually, a lot of women love to role play crying and being raped. Like what you'll do, right? You'll wear a mask. You'll come in the bedroom and you'll slap me around. You'll role play being a rapist, and I'll cry. Right. And I'll do mock cries of pain. And there'll be a safe word most of the time. But yes, that's what happens. And they're projecting again. Also, I'm not even going to say I suspect. I know a lot of the women, when they write this stuff, they're actually turned on as they write it. It's sort of rape fantasy literature to these women. Like it's like I've seen homophobes write about disgusting gay men, right? And they just go into too much detail about what gays get up to. Like they're just too interested in it. So you come to the conclusion, you're probably a closet case and you're turned on by what you're writing.
Yes.
You know, you're probably typing that one-handed. So the women are probably typing this one-handed as well. Handsome.
But we're actually beyond at this point. Thinking men really just want sex. I mean, really, it's intimacy is what gay men really want. As we said it over and over again, a guy would just get a prostitute if it was just sex. He wouldn't bother with a relationship.
Can I tell you something as well? Like, if there's a woman, right? If there's a woman, she had a medical condition. If there's a medical condition that said if you have any sort of sex, right, the woman will die, right?
Yeah.
And she explained this, but she still gave him hugs and affection and told him the man she loved him. That most men would be happy with that.
Yeah.
Actually.
Exactly.
Because it'd be the acceptance and love that they're craving for. See, women don't understand men. They just don't. Especially these women.
Well, these women also don't want to. They need the man to be the monster, so they
enjoy hating him.
Yes.
Exactly. I want to explain something about feminist misconception on masochism, right? Or that lies about it. Okay, because I've seen homophobes make the same mistake. There's a passive and active role in sex. Both homophobes and the radical feminists, they portray the passive role as degrading, right? And the active role is abusive and controlling. Nothing could be further from the truth. That's complete nonsense.
Yes, they actually say the other way around.
Nonsense. And here's the thing, right? Women take the passive role because they enjoy it.
Yes,
they do. They enjoy it. It's the same with gay men. Gay men who are at the bottom, they enjoy it.
Yeah.
Right? They wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it. There's no other connotations. Oh, they're active. They seem to be obsessed with dicks penetrating and humiliating the bottom. What? Jesus Christ! Look, I think we just about covered this nutty bitch, really, haven't we?
Yeah, because really, she's just going to be going on like this for another 40 minutes.
I'm not a masochist, like I've said before. So look, we've got to target women like this for flagging. This shouldn't be up on YouTube, especially with the title. The title is pure hate speech.
Exactly.
Het male rapists. This sort of radical feminist rhetoric has just got to end. It's just got to end, and it's got to be taken off the internet.
Yes. Period. And like I said, we want them off all social media. If we can, I think YouTube is a little easier, but I'd love to see it on Twitter. If we could take this nonsense off Twitter, it would just change the site altogether.
Twitter is one of the worst offenders. Actually, exactly. Twitter. If Putin ever sent nukes to San Francisco by mistake, right, it'd be a tragedy. But at least Twitter headquarters would be gone. So that's Actually, the American president could go, "Oh, we'll forgive you. We won't nuke you back. Thank you." You know.
Okay, analyzing this, I think we've covered it all. I think we can stop right here. Thank you for everything.